What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So you might be looking at the title and you might be like, bro, what the heck are you talking about? Like, what is an iPhone Air? But hear me out for like a couple minutes, okay? So there was a report recently that came out that talked about the iPhone 11 of this year, whatever it is going to be called, the potential naming of it being the iPhone Pro, and potentially the XS Max of 2019, the iPhone 11 Max, whatever, would be called the iPhone Pro Max. So people kind of speculated that possibly the iPhone XR, since it's the cheapest one, it's going to be the lowest valued one, whatever, that would just be iPhone. So there's not going to be like a number after it or a letter or whatever, no name. It's just going to be iPhone of 2019. And then from now on, we would be able to kind of storyline and better kind of communicate the names of the phones. And so there won't be just like iPhone 7, iPhone 8. It'll now be 2019 iPhone, iPhone Max, iPhone Pro, and then the 2020 and 2021 and whatever. And then I started seeing a lot of people talking about how the iPhone lineup names could kind of somewhat match the MacBook Pro naming. So the MacBook Pro, the higher end up, or would end up being iPhone Pro, whatever it is. So I started thinking, like, couldn't technically the iPhone XR kind of be called the iPhone Air in a way? So the 2020 iPhone of the iPhone XR at least could potentially be called the iPhone Air, in my opinion. Now, it could totally be wrong. This is all speculation. But if Apple is going to be kind of copying their same layout for the MacBook Pro lineup and their naming of it, I could totally see them dropping the name of the iPhone XR to be the iPhone Air. And the biggest advantage, in my opinion, if this truly is the case, now this is all speculation, this probably won't even end up happening, but if it is right, then some of these renders that I'm already showing you of the iPhone XR kind of being a little bit thinner, that could potentially be happening. So the biggest advantage of the iPhone XR was the battery life, as well as, I guess the price of the phone. But if Apple actually goes ahead and does follow up with an iPhone Air lineup or iPhone Air kind of naming of it, they could make the iPhone XR thinner than the iPhone XS Max and iPhone X, and potentially, as horrible as this is going to sound, they might even shrink the battery size of it in order to make it thinner. Now, this might seem crazy, this might seem whatever, but I think Apple wants to kind of market the phones towards the iPhone XS and XS Max, since those cost more. I think Apple would rather sell more of those than sell more of the iPhone Airs or iPhone XRs or whatever. In order for them to do that, they're going to have to make some compelling thing and compelling trade-offs for the iPhone XR, and because the battery life was the best thing about the XR, I think Apple might even shrink the battery for the iPhone Air. Now, like I said, I don't want them doing that. I hope they don't do that. That'd be a dumb thing, but that could potentially be the case. Of course, I don't know. I don't have any insider knowledge, but based off what the MacBook Air brought, it brought a thinner body, it brought even better battery life in a way, but it was underpowered, and because it didn't have crazy port selection and crazy things, they kind of were able to kind of trade off a couple things here and there in order to make it more affordable and to kind of make it so people would rather go for the Pro models. So I think Apple could potentially do the same thing here. I think they could potentially make an iPhone XR of 2019, call it the iPhone Air, put the same screen size on it, same notch. They might be able to increase the battery life through software or something. They might even market it as it. But I think in terms of stock, they will probably shrink the battery life and battery size of the iPhone XR of 2019, the iPhone Air, from the iPhone XR, the original one. Now, like I said, I have no proof of that, but based off the naming, that is one thing that I've been seeing. So I don't know, man, this is like all over the place, but it only makes sense to me because I feel like Apple would want to make some compelling features and compelling things for the XS Max in order for people to switch to those. So who knows what's going to happen, but if I had to call it, I think Apple could potentially change the naming from the iPhone XR to the iPhone Air, and if they are actually going to change the iPhone naming to the iPhone Pro and iPhone Pro Max. So that's pretty much all I have to say about this. If you guys have any questions or anything, leave it down in the comment section below. Hit that like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it'll mean so much if you guys could hit that. Also, check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel, all those links are linked down below. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could check it out. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.